Churrasco Italiano is a traditional Chilean sandwich consisting of thinly sliced steak, tomato, mayo, and avocado. Not only is it quick, simple, and easily adaptable to your macros or diet, it's also a great introduction to the food of the connoisseur, Chile, Argentina, and Uruguay. If you want to learn how to make this amazing sandwich, keep watching. Once you get going, everything moves pretty quickly when you're making the sandwich, so it's best to have everything ready beforehand. I'm going to start by slicing the tomato. I have one large tomato, and I'm going to use about half of it. Cut the slices about 1/4 of an inch thick. I'm going to cut the bread in two. I am using a Portuguese rustic roll, wheat, but I think you could use a Kaiser roll, you could use a heavy hamburger bun, just not something that's too soft. So I'm going to cut this in two. You cut it in half, make sure that you don't accidentally cut through the bottom. And now cutting the meat. You can see the grain is going this way, so instead of cutting it this way, always cut the meat perpendicularly. That'll help it to not be as tough. So for example, like I said, the grain and the meat is going this way. Instead of cutting it this way, I'm going to cut it here, but honestly, you can see line of fat here. I might be able to just pull this apart with my hand. Let's see. Yeah, it's perfect size. It's nice when things work out like that. The oil has been heating. Time to put in the first piece of steak. Let's just use our hands. Sprinkle a little bit of salt. Now, sandwich steak is also known as minute steak because it cooks literally in a minute. This is very, very thin, so 30 seconds aside probably will be good. Let's take a look. Almost. Maybe 45. The heat is on medium, 3 out of 6, and I let it heat up for about a minute before I put it in. In 45 seconds. You can see that's pretty much cooked. So this is done. The cheese on top of it like that. I'm going to get a piece of foil because I don't have a topper. This is actually what I use when prepping my chicken. Put that off to the side. Here I'm going to melt the butter. This is half a teaspoon of butter, about 3 grams, along with a 1/4 teaspoon of oil. And once this melts and it's had about a minute, I'm going to put in my bread face down and let it sit for about 2 minutes. This is a really good way to not only melt cheese but also warm up bread, because I feel like sometimes if you use the microwave, it can make the bread, I don't know, the consistency is kind of weird. This has been on for a minute. Put down the bread. Close this. I'm going to let them both sit for 2 minutes and we'll see what happens. So it's actually been about 4 minutes. I got caught up in prepping the avocado. All that I did is I just mashed up the avocado, hit it with a little bit of lemon juice and salt so that it wouldn't brown. I have The meat here, it's been covered for the past probably 5 minutes, and the bread here. So let's take off the foil. As you can see, the cheese has melted very nicely, and let's look at the bread. Actually, it's only lukewarm, so not hot to the touch at all. And as you can see, the bread has gotten a little bit toasted there. Take my cheese, and as you can see, the cheese did not melt off into the pan. It stayed on the meat for the most part. And now just have to put on the toppings. Honestly, I'm not quite sure if there's a specific order you're supposed to do this in. This is what I'm going to do. First, avocado. Nice and good. I'm going to hit it with some salt. Very customary. Hit every layer with salt, but do not feel obligated. Tomato. I'm going to do 2 slices of tomato. Chileans are known for liking their mayo. So, if you do not like as much mayo, that is totally fine. You know, I'm going to spread this out a little bit. And that is Churrasco Italiano. Steak and avocado sandwich from Chile. Absolutely delicious. And that it was, a simple yet delicious combination of ingredients. This sandwich can get pretty messy, so make sure to have a fork and napkins nearby. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like most people in the United States only eat avocado in the form of guacamole, and they don't know what it tastes like on its own or with just a few other ingredients. If that's you, definitely give this sandwich a try. You'll be surprised by just how delicious it is. Also, as I said at the beginning of this video, it's pretty easy to make a healthier version of this. If you leave out the cheese and go easy on the mayo and avocado, it's actually not that bad. In the last photo, I was trying to get a shot of both the sandwich and my hat that I bought at the airport in Santiago. Since I was eating Chilean food, I thought it would be appropriate to wear something that said Chile. It took a few more tries, but I finally got it. Taking pictures of yourself is a lot harder than it looks. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you next time. Bye!